Hi, Capricorn. Welcome to your tarot reading. I hope you're having an amazing week. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so very much for being here. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to pull a traditional Celtic cross spread. Whatever message comes out is what the collective needs to hear at this time. I've set that intention with my guides and with this deck. So if you're here because this is in your feed, then this message is for you. And if you are here because of the title, this message is definitely for you. Let's see what the tarot has. So be sure and like the video. Definitely subscribe if you like the messages. All of your interactions really help my channel to grow, and it also pushes the messages out for others as well. So I really appreciate you guys doing that. All right. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is about a decision and leaving a comfort zone. So, it's about making a choice and then making plans in order to move forward. He is standing on this building here or this castle and he's looking out at the horizon, right? So he's got this globe in his hand. Like there's this whole big world out there. You just have to make the choice to leave your comfort zone, to go after your dreams and your aspirations, right? So, I mean, he could stay here in his castle or he can go out and expand and grow, right? And really kind of go see the world, right? Like, again, he has the world at his fingertips there with that globe. So I feel like this is an opportunity for you to make a choice to grow, to expand, maybe to step out of a comfort zone in order to go after some sort of dream or, to kind of go after something here. The situation is the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is about victory. This is about recognition, being seen by others, right? Your hard work being rewarded and, surrounded by people that support you, right? Like he's up on this horse and he's got all these people around celebrating him for his achievements. And your enthusiasm through everything that you have learned will really kind of help lift up others as well, right? So your discipline and hard work are paying off, right? So it's time to kind of enjoy that. So the blockage is the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is about like ultimate wish fulfillment, right? Ultimate happiness. This is happy home, happy spouse, happy, children, whatever it is. It's just that emotional fulfillment. It's going to look different for each of us, right? Especially in different stages of our lives. It'll have different meaning for you than it does for me. But this could like be a delay or an obstacle in achieving some kind of security here. Conquering like a big goal, this recognition and being seen is maybe being delayed for some reason, right? Because the 10 as a blockage could be to like be patient and listen to your heart. Maybe kind of get back on track to have some sort of victory here. I just feel like there's a disconnect between you and maybe this could have something to do with a family member. This could have something to do with your emotional fulfillment, right? Like your happiness, your home. There may be some kind of disconnect here. Or maybe you feel like you're not being seen by someone. So the root cause of this is the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is traditions, belief systems, right? This is the traditions and values that we learn as kids. This is like maybe even seeking like some sort of teacher that could be of help to you, right? But also that could be you, like sharing your wisdom with others. Being seen, being recognized by others, being a teacher. There could be a call for you to be a teacher, but you could have like some kind of disconnect here. Maybe some sort of fear even of being seen, right? Like not being recognized, not being seen. Um, it could even be about deepening your spiritual practice here. With this Six of Wands, this could be about a delay in your success, and it's really kind of affecting your happiness, your joy, your outlook on it, right? Because it just didn't pan out the way that you thought it would, right? I just feel like there is some kind of disconnect in a family or disconnect with your happiness. And it has to do with your traditions, your beliefs. Maybe having too rigid of beliefs. Try to, be a little more open-minded of opposing viewpoints, because maybe there's some disharmony in this. I just feel like something's delayed here. So in the recent past, what is affecting this? We have the sun. So the sun like shines light on things, right? The sun is optimism. This is joy, growth, vitality, right? That inner child happiness. The sun is like that bright energy and having that enthusiasm for life. I feel like something has really, like, something didn't pan out the way you wanted it to, and it's causing disharmony, and it's causing a lack in optimism. I feel like there's some kind of disharmony with you and members of your family, or this doesn't even have to be like blood family. It's just whatever you consider your family. It has to do with belief systems. But it's really kind of affecting your vitality for life, your enthusiasm, right? So the message from your higher self, we have temperance. And temperance is balance. This is moderation. This is, it can be about like divine timing too. But it's like, this path forward and reaching out for assistance from spirit in order to move forward. Remaining balanced and remaining calm, right? It's about like calm and peace, and then calling on the divine for assistance and looking for signs in order to follow those. And then being flexible and taking a moderate approach, right? Trusting the results, going with the flow. Like you have this archangel here with the chalices or the cups, and it's like, being flexible, the ease and flow of things, and remaining balanced through this time. Having patience as things kind of come together, and um, you could be struggling with something specific. It may be different for each of you since this is a general reading, but really needed to trust that intuitive guidance. And you're also divinely led, right? With that archangel on there, like you are being led by spirit and you're being watched over by spirit. I feel like you're just going through a difficult time here. This could be you having different belief systems than your family, and it's really kind of taking a toll. Maybe they're being negative, or maybe it's time for you to grow and expand and step out of a comfort zone with your belief systems. And that's kind of causing disharmony. It doesn't even have to cause disharmony in others. It could just be like an internal thing, right? Like it's causing you to not be happy, or it's causing you issues with your happiness. In the immediate future, we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is walking away. So you're definitely walking away from something that is no longer emotionally fulfilling. We have that Ten of Cups there. That's disharmony. And you're kind of just moving on, accepting things for what they are, and realizing that sticking with something because it's just good enough is not enough for you anymore. You want the sun, right? You want the 10 of cups. You want this ultimate happiness. You want to grow. You want to expand your beliefs, and you want to be who you are, right? You want to be recognized for you. You want to be seen for who you are, right? Maybe you're wanting to be a spiritual teacher. Maybe you're wanting to really open up to your spiritual gifts. But whatever the situation is, that you are leaving something that is that you've been settling for, and it's just not fulfilling you anymore, right? And that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you or that situation. It just means that you're growing and it's time to move on. This could be happening in August as well, because I just saw that moon here, which is like, this is an eclipse on this card. So we have eclipse season coming up here. So this could be something that's happening around August or around the eclipse for some of you. So in your thoughts and feelings, we have the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is about competition, rivalry. You know, it's about ego battles, pride, right? Like, it can be like arguments and tension, but there's like all these people that are involved here, right? So this is like learning to use your pride and your ego in a productive way. You know, healthy competition is a good thing, but this is also maybe you feeling like you really want to move forward. And, you know, it can also be like annoying delays and circumstances. So you could feel like there are obstacles, there are challenges here, and you feel like there are delays, right? And it can be very frustrating. Again, with the Six of Wands here, this victory and recognition, there could be delays in that. And that could be very frustrating for you. And you could be wanting to kind of like really find solutions to problems, right? Find solutions in order to overcome these obstacles, but doing it in a productive way, right? So in your environment, the influence here, we have the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is about choices. This is about options. The possibilities are endless, right? So you could be daydreaming about the possibilities and really considering all of the options that you have going forward, right? Like what options do you have, needing to really choose one of these and make a decision, right? Because it can be you know, getting confused or being disillusioned, right? I always see the fog amongst these cups. So it can be very confusing time. Not knowing, like, you know, when you walk away from something, not knowing where you're going, not knowing what options to take. So really make a solid plan before you act on your emotions, right? And understand the choices and options that you have, because I feel like there are a lot in your environment right now. It's just using your discernment and your intuition on which ones to choose. So in your hopes and fears, we have the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is learning, right? This is being enthusiastic and eager and being open to fresh ideas, fresh perspective. So, you know, again, with the solid planning, that's what's going to help you boost your confidence, learning and setting a plan, right? So you could be really hoping to learn things, hoping for communication, right? Whether that's with, you know, some sort of person, or this could just be you really hoping to, you know, communicate with others or learn something here. Maybe wanting to, you know, hear back from an employer. Maybe you're walking away from something that wasn't fulfilling you anymore because it didn't align with your belief systems, right? And now you're waiting to hear back an offer of something else, or really just something about, you could be like going back to school to learn something, right? We had the Hierophant here, which is about higher learning as well. So, you know, that could be different for each of you with the hopes and fears, but this is really about that enthusiasm and an eagerness to learn. So I feel like you're just really hopeful to kind of maybe learn something or get new ideas, right? And that can be ideas from spirit, or it could be, you know, going back to school or communicating with others, playing ideas out with others, right? So the potential outcome here, we have the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Swords is worry. This is stress. This is, you know, staying up late at night and replaying things in your head, right? I call it the hamster wheel thinking, where you just constantly replay situations, conversations in your head. Um, I feel like it's just you kind of really being in your head and needing to find ways to kind of get out of your head, right? Like you could have a lot of worries about all the options you have about walking away from this, right? That can cause a lot of anxiety and stress when you are, especially if you're leaving family, or some kind of loving, what you thought was going to be like some kind of loving situation turned out not to be. And now you're having to walk away from that and leave a comfort zone, right? That can be very difficult to deal with. So, with this being in your potential outcome, just know that this is a possibility and, use healthy ways to deal with that. Healthy skills, right? Coping strategies. Always seek help if you're struggling. But, journal and meditate and try to get out of that negative mindset and just understand that this is temporary and this will pass, right? Don't let your thoughts get the better of you here. I just feel like it's a time for you to grow and expand. But we have the Two of Wands and the Page of Swords, the Seven of Cups, like needing to make a solid plan where you want to go, what you want to do in this next chapter, right? And then learning. You could be opening up spiritually and you want to learn more about spirituality. You want to learn more about your specific gifts that you have here, right? Just don't let your thoughts get the better of you, right? And I know that that's easier said than done when you are going through a tough situation, but be open to new ideas, be open to new ways of being, right? Because that's what's really going to help you move forward and overcome any obstacles. I just feel like it's a time of expansion for some of you. So be open to that, be open to the possibilities here, because I feel like there are good things coming in. It's just this disappointment that happened in the past, right? That didn't quite pan out the way you wanted it to, but that doesn't mean that something else can't work. I feel like this is a pivot moment, right? Things are starting to pivot in a new direction so that you can grow and expand into this new possibility, this new way of being, right? And leaving like traditional beliefs or some kind of traditional way of doing things, the way you've always done it, and leaving that behind and finding a new way of being. So I hope that message helps, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.